Hello. Today I want to talk to you about how you own the room when there is no room. So I'm going to give you my top 7 tips for being effective and persuasive when you are communicating remotely, which, let's be honest, nearly all of us are doing right now. So number 1 is about establishing rapport quickly. So this is really important because when you're online, all social cues that you normally rely on are taken away. So how I like to do that is to ask a question really quickly. I'll ask a question. How's your day been? How's your morning been? How are you? And another thing you can do if you don't have your video on is to pull up that person's LinkedIn profile so that you can see their face and you can imagine more that you're talking to them. Being on video is actually a great equalizer because it means that everybody in the meeting is the same size and shows up in the same way. So that's how you think about establishing rapport. Second one is think about your environment. Think about your background. So this means you want to think about lighting. You want to be present in the postage size stamp that you're going to take up in people's screens. And you want to think about your background. You know, the reality is that people will scan behind you, and that's a reflection of you and your personality. And, you know, you're going to be taken more seriously if you don't have old empty pizza boxes lying behind you. I know it's super difficult, especially in these times where many of us don't have an office or a space that is dedicated to working in our homes, but I think there are things that you can do just to make it look that bit better. The third thing is to put distractions away, and this is really hard to do when you're working digitally and remotely because you know how many of us have put a podcast on in the background to get on with something different. You know, we are really encouraged to multitask, but in this type of environment, it doesn't do us any favors. And the people who you're talking to will be able to tell if you're not present and you're distracted and you're actually writing tweets or sending emails whilst you're on the call. The next thing to think about is to warm up your voice. Now, I know I've had the experience where I've gone to go on a call and I've realised I've not spoken for 3 hours and I sound like I've smoked 200 cigarettes. It's not a good look. So there's really easy warm-ups available online. You can look up on how to warm up your voice. My favourite one is just to sing a song. Also boost your mood. So sing a song and that will warm up your voice and get rid of any croakiness. The next one is if you can, to stand up. So when you stand up, you open up your chest. It makes it easier for you to fill your lungs, which makes your voice clearer. I feel a difference now that I've just improved my posture. So if you can, stand up while you're on the phone or while you're on the call. It'll only serve you well. The next thing is to remember that people can see and hear your mood. Don't check an email just before you go on the call. Don't check emails whilst you're on the call because you might get a message or an email that will affect your mood. Same goes with all the things that could come at you through your phone. So put all those potential mood changers away and just be really intentional about the energy that you bring into a call because energy is infectious, and especially right now where we're confined to our homes. And we're very much having to think about our mood and our energy and how we keep our spirits high. So it's really important to be intentional about that. And the last one is a trick that my mum taught me, and it's about looking in the mirror while you're on the phone. And this obviously only counts if you don't have your video on and you can't see yourself and other people. But if you look in the mirror whilst you're talking, you're much more aware of your facial expressions, and your facial expressions come through in your voice. So you can practice it now. If you say something out loud while smiling, or if you say something out loud whilst looking really grumpy, you can see that, it changes the tone of your voice. Your mood comes through your voice. So if you look in the mirror, you're going to be much more aware of the expressions you make, and therefore the message and tone that's coming through your voice. So that was 7 tips. I would love to know what's working for you, what's not working. What are you finding hard about communicating with your team and your peers and your colleagues digitally and remotely? This stuff is really complex. Like, human beings don't really know how to communicate well through technology yet. And it means that we just need to be mindful. We need to be deliberate and intentional about how you show up. And that's going to increase your chances of owning the room when there is no room in the first place. So I hope that's been helpful. Stay safe, stay home, wash your hands. Bye.